All right, hello everybody. You're welcome to this entrepreneurial skill class, and I believe that you're going to get value for your time. And we are going to do this 2-day entrepreneurial class, and it's a free class. We are hoping that to convert to you entrepreneurial skill, because I believe that a lot of business people, they just run business without understanding the skill of entrepreneurship. They believe that everybody's doing business, I can do business. I know about plumbing, I know about selling, I know about, the fact that you know one angle of a business doesn't mean that you understand the whole holistic requirement about selling, about business. Because entrepreneurship itself is a skill. Entrepreneurship itself is a skill, holistic skill. That the fact that you are a barber, or the fact that you are an accountant, or you're a consultant, it doesn't mean you understand the whole of that skill. So once again, my name is James Olokesusi. You're welcome to this platform of this entrepreneurship skill training, and I would like you to really subscribe. If you are really on YouTube, subscribe it so you can get more of what we're doing, and you're welcome on this platform. So what I want to really share with us today is the holistic umbrella of the theme is entrepreneurship skill, understanding entrepreneurship skill. But today I'll be looking at the basic or foundational business principles. Foundational, because today I want to look at the business basic principles first. Because sometimes when you pause to think that our Igbo brothers, why they thrive in business better than some other people or some others. If you think about it, you see embedded in their business acumen or ideology, there is this entrepreneurship, there's the apprenticeship culture. They have this strong apprenticeship culture that really backs what they're doing. This exposes them to this very apprenticeship culture, exposes them to them learning the trade, understanding supplier chain or supplier network, understanding customer behavior, understanding negotiation, understanding pricing, understanding operation. You can see somebody has served the boss for about 7 years, and he has seen how the boss handles customer behavior, how the boss handles the trade, how the trade itself is done, how the boss handles the way pricing, how to adjust prices, and as well how to negotiate, as well how to run the operation. See, all of these 7 years, that is enough for someone to become a medical doctor. Somebody has spent it to learn a trade. And you are not going to compare that person with somebody. Okay, let's just take some people that are selling rice and beans, for example. How would somebody need to go and learn how to sell rice and beans? That's just a business that any other person will just wake up and I like to sell rice and beans and just buy and sell. No, these people will have to take it. They go through the entrepreneurship, apprenticeship, scheme for a whole numbers of years, learning how to measure rice, measure beans, measure gari and likes of that, and how to really sell. And by the time they start on their own, in 2-3 years they have 4-5 shops. And you think, what have they done? How did it happen? It's because there are skills to working on this thing. So I'm going to give you about 5 skills, 5 things that is a basic business principles that they imbibe, that they learn along the line. In those 7 years, we can only share some of the few here so that you can understand, have a holistic idea of these are the principles that they know that governs, even as an illiterate, with their native intelligence, they are able to study and understand their boss, understand the way they trade. The first thing we're going to look at is understand the trade. That's the first thing. Whatever you're doing, you're into real estate, you need to understand the trade. Who do you learn from? Learn from somebody. Or go online, go and learn from people. Or go for classes, learn about the trade. Real estate itself. How do you qualify documents? How do you get the right property? How do you understand the property in the right location? How do you value property with location? How do you know a waterlogged area? How do you know a dry place area? What are the litigation requirement processes? What you need to understand a lot. It's not just about buying land, buying house and selling house. So How do you understand the land flipping, land banking, understand the place of buying and selling, land retailing, understand the land leasing, the part of the real estate that creates wealth. So you all need to understand all of these things so that you understand that it's not just about buying and selling and keep records and like that. So that's what we call real estate. You need to understand how this will work. So and if you are into, let's say, oil and gas, you need to know how oil and gas work. You need to understand the upstream, the downstream, how to really raise contracts, how to really work out the modalities of the offshore, the people who are going to undo each of the area of the contract. So you have to really understand all these things. That's the trade. Who did you learn from? The trade of what you're doing. You are an accountant, you're an accountant consultant. Who do you learn from? You just understand that, oh yes, I'm an accountant, I have the skill. But what about the trade? What about the trade? The skill is bringing the skill to business on an organized way. That's where it comes to the trade. You have the skill, but now you are now trying to sell the skill, not just to an individual, to multiple numbers of people. So the first thing is that you have to understand the trade. Learn the trade. If you have not learned from anybody, probably you can go online, go and Google and see how this whole thing. Learn the trade itself. That is not the holistic of the entrepreneurship. That's the trade of what you're doing. You are a barber, you have to learn the trade of barbing. That's a skill plus a trade. You are, whatsoever you're doing, whatsoever you're selling provision, you have to learn the trade. How do they make their money on their stipends they're making on top of each of those provision items? How do they survive it? How do they make profit and like that? The second one is understanding customer behavior. Getting to understand how customers think, what influences their choice of buying, and thinking about how do you retain customers? Our customer behavior. What makes customer not to buy from us any longer? What makes customer to come more? I can remember some time ago I was at this electric shop, and we're working on a certain project, and we went to buy some home appliances, some electrical fittings, wire and locks of that, light bulbs, and in a large quantity. And then we got to a certain shop, and the guy, who were about we're about four that were there and went together. As the moment we sat down, we want to buy this one, we want to buy that. In a twinkle of an eye, the guy was going to go and get drinks, chilled drinks in the shop. Who buys drinks for customer that came to come and buy bulbs and electric appliances, because we are buying in large quantity anyway? He had bought us drinks, tied us down with drinks. Because at the point, he gave us some prices, we checked the price and lots of that. We were tied down because of the drinks. We could not even go much everywhere to go and make it a price and lots of that. And the guy said he's going to do us well and lots of that. We love the way the guy attended to us. We fell in love with the way he attended to us. Customer service. And we bought a whole lot of that in that shop, and we kept coming over and over. If I'm still buying wires and a lot of things today, I still go to that shop to go and buy. Because that guy, the first impression. A lot of people, the way, people attend to customers, the way they train their boys, the way they respond to customers. Because they want to buy a little quantity, it doesn't mean they are not going to come back to buy a higher quantity tomorrow. Customer behavior and customer service is because customer is king. If customers are king, if you don't treat your customer as a king, if you don't understand that part of where you need to treat customers well, although there are some naughty customers and lacks of that you need to really shank off, but most of the time you have to understand the place of customer service, customer behavior, and things that influences customers buying. And number three, you look at supply networks or in the industry. This talks about the relationship with strong personalities in the industry, relationship with suppliers, relationship with partners. How do you this gives you access to opportunities in the industry. When you understand, when you have a good relation with your supplier, you are selling things. You have a good relationship with your supplier, you get cheaper things. In fact, they give you access to some things they don't give to others. You see, we talk about how Walmart, Sam Walton, turned a small shop into a superstore and 1,000 outlets within 10-15 years, it was because a sub-customer, a strong relationship with suppliers. He was able to get good deals at low prices, good provision at low prices. Before you know it, he was able to really boom. He was selling cheap. Before you know it, he was having a customer base everywhere. So your suppliers are very, very important. Your relationship with suppliers, those who are supplying you, is so important. To in whatever you are selling, you have to have a good relationship with suppliers, so that that's why you have to keep looking for good deals with suppliers, that it can help you to get a good product, quality product, good pricing, and the likes of that. Number 4. So we've talked about learn the trade, we've talked about customer behavior, talked about supplier network. Now number 4 has to do with negotiation. This because what keeps you in business is how to really strike deal, how to really get good deals. So your negotiation is what keeps you in the industry. Your ability to really get good deals, to strike good deals, the ability to negotiate, negotiate the terms of negotiation, negotiating, with partners, negotiating on product, negotiating even with your staff. Sometimes you shoot yourself at the foot when you are having an interview with your staff, and you need to talk about things because you are so compassionate about what they are telling, or you are just so excited about having such a staff. You shoot yourself at the foot, and you go and begin to put up a wage or salary that is beyond your pay grade or beyond your pay ability. So you must be able to negotiate. Negotiation is key. I met some folks who are into buying scrap vehicles or very used vehicle, and they negotiate very well. The price is so down so that they can get a car that's worth about 2 million for about $1 million or 800,000. Then they pimp it and they sell it for almost about 2.5 million. So their negotiation is killing. So you must be good at negotiation. Don't get excited. And so if you are now let me give you an hint now. If you want to flip a coin, if you are the one that is buying, you must negotiate. Starts from the lowest. If you are selling, start from the highest. So as a business person, know how to negotiate and know when to concede. So you must understand the place of negotiation. It is part of the things you learn. You have to learn a lot about negotiation. Don't get excited. Probably the worth of that thing, the value of that thing is what's small. But the person is talking about paying. I don't get agitated. Don't get pay no. But when you are negotiating, having negotiated, you have to get the person to make committal if there's a need for that. I was trying to get something there's some other time, and the guy was so much on me. He said, make committal. After we negotiated, he said, make committal. Okay. I said, okay, well, I will make committal. I just made some commitment, and I realized that has made me to be forced to make sure I buy that product. So you have to understand the place of negotiation. Don't be desperate. Be very open in the place of negotiation. The last one is pricing. Pricing is one of the key things you must understand. A lot of people, they just price. They give prices randomly, or they give it emotionally. So there are 3 things that will determine your pricing. First of all, is your cost. Your cost, like things are getting, the economy is getting wonderful and things are getting expensive. But that's why they say Igbo man know the short because whatever they buy is what they sell. They transfer the burden of the business or the market or the pricing to the seller. They don't bear the burden. It's what they buy that they will sell. Whatever they import, the prices on imports and everything is what they sell. So you have to understand the cost. The cost influence pricing, and the value influence pricing. There are some things you are selling that you are only selling them because of the value, not because of the cost. Though you spend, now let's see the liquid now. Let's go about liquid. A liter of water is sold for how much? A bottle of water. A liter is sold for about 300 naira. A liter of fuel is sold for how much? Or about 1.13, almost 1,000 difference. So what's different? The two of them are liquid, but the value is different. The value, so you can put a premium on what you are selling, on what you have. You can put a premium. A plot of land in Ijayi will be different from the same amount of the plot of land at Lekki. The same plot of land, yes, in the same Lagos, but in different area. So the value, many things, indicates, influence the value. It might be the area, it might be because something is scarce, it might be because a premium. You are selling your book. You can decide to sell my book for 2,000 naira. I can decide to sell it for 10,000. I can decide to sell it for 20,000 based on the value. I can put the premium on it. So it's the value. What is the value, or probably what is going to do, the problem is going to solve for people. The third one is the market demands. Depends on the market demands. If the market is so much in high demand, price might be influenced because it's in high demand, not because the cost, because it's in high demand. You might sell it up. Okay, let's look at transportation and considering a real-time evaluation of pricing of fare. In the afternoon, if you want to order for Uber or order for ride, that use real-time pricing, you see the price in the afternoon might be different from the price in the evening when it's a rush hour. So you can see the market demand. The demand is not so much in the afternoon, but there's a lot of demand in the evening. People are close from work, or in the morning when people are going to work. So that is what determines your pricing, the market demand. Because a lot of times the people sell things because they say, I bought it for so I got a margin of so amount. Oh, I'm good. But you could have sold better because this thing is in high demand. This thing is in high demand. That's why you see people who are selling fuel. At one point they said this so thing. When they see that there's something is about to happen, look at it. What has been changing the price of fuel over the past 2 months in the war in Iran? If they hear that the peace is about to set in, they reduce it. The per barrel of crude oil. The moment they see that there's the two of them have turned against each other, they are not agreeing any longer, the price will go up. Why would that be affecting prices? That is where it is in market demands. And so that's what I want to share with us. Those 5 principles, basic principles, and there are many others. But I can share some of those in our notes, write-up with you. So, but because of the time, to keep track of the time, I'll give you those 5 now since you didn't pay. So let me just stay at that 5 for now. So, but get this 5 and begin to appropriate them in what you're doing, and we'll see that there'll be a change in your approach. So tomorrow I'll be talking about deeper things in the marketing, in the sales, in different social capital, networking, different angles of entrepreneurial skill that you must have. So, but this is where I've stopped and dropped the curtain for today. Once again, my name is James Olokesusi. I'm pleased to meet you. Once again, see you tomorrow for the next class. Make sure you are part of it. Make sure you stay tuned to it. Stay blessed.